guys, welcome to Supergirl Sews. My name's Sarah. Thanks for joining me today. As predicted, I'm completely out of the rhythm of vlogging. It's just been so busy. I know everyone's busy. It's just the sort of term's about to start and there's a lot of paperwork and organisation associated with that. And then obviously the wedding, it's 6 weeks today until our wedding and there's so much to do. I'm getting there, but it's just like this constant list of things to work on. So yeah, so I'm just having to film as and when I get a chance to. So sorry that there's not a routine at the moment, but I thought I'd do a catch up. I'm hoping to have a bit of time next week to film a bit more because I miss it. I miss vlogging, miss chatting to you guys. So what has been happening since I last spoke with you? The big thing was the big sew off, which was last Monday, the 4th of September. And they did amazingly well. So they had a whole group of them who sewed for 24 hours. I sewed for about 12. I was away up north doing wedding stuff and that was all planned before because they initially invited me to join them at the main hub. But it was the last sort of stretch of time I have up there before the wedding. And so I sewed, I bought 3 garments with me to make and I joined them for an Instagram live at 11 PM, which was nice. So I'll show you the things I've made. I've still got to list one of them because I didn't manage to get a good photo because I didn't have the right sort of hanger for it. But the other 2 I put up on Give Your Best and they went really quickly. So I'll be packaging those up over the weekend and sending them off at the start of next week. The purpose of Give Your Best is to raise money for the mental health charity Mind. And also this year, for the first time, it was about sending the clothes you make off to Give Your Best. I think in previous years, they would sell the clothes that were made to put towards the pot for Mind. But I think it's really nice that they've done both. And Give Your Best accept me-mades and they also accept ready-to-wear clothes. So it's just, I'd never heard of it, but I think I'll definitely be donating clothes. They are particularly short of plus-size women's clothing. So yeah, so I'm happy to be able to give some stuff. So yeah, how did it go? They raised, last time I checked, over £13,000, which is insane, like amazing. And it seems to just be ticking up and up and up. I'm not sure when the deadline is for finishing that, but it was really good. And I'm going to show you what I've made. Now, obviously, because I wasn't at home, I had to really plan what I was going to do. I picked 3 things and I wasn't sure if that was really over optimistic or really not ambitious enough. For the time I had available, it was probably about right. So the first thing well, this was actually the second thing I made. It's a bit crumpled because I've just taken it out of the bag that I brought it down in. I used the Stanway t-shirt pattern, which is a pattern from the Cashmerette Ahead of the Curve books, the first book. And I made this. It won't be creased. I will make sure I wrap it up nicely. But this is a nice stripy sweater. This is a French terry fabric. It was really popular a year or 2 ago. And I bought this to make something like this for myself ages ago and I never did. And I just sort of thought, this is the perfect opportunity. So it's a really quick, I thought it was a good one because it's a really quick one to sew. They'd also asked, so it's for items in plus sizes and things that were appropriate for autumn, winter. And obviously this is bright, but it's warm. It's fairly close fitting, so you could wear it as a base layer. And yeah, I just thought it was nice. And I could sew it up quickly. So that meant more time for sewing up other things. So that was the second thing I made. The first thing was the Penelope dress by Emporia Patterns. Now, this was one where I picked it again because it's fairly fast to come together. There aren't that many pattern pieces. It's a really nice silhouette. You can get quite good coverage if you're someone who wants coverage. And it doesn't have any fastenings, like it doesn't have a zip or buttons or anything. So again, it comes together really quickly. So this is that dress. And I don't know how well I'm holding this absolutely terribly. Got a nice handmade label in there. And for anyone who doesn't know, I'll try and pop a picture here of it on the hanger so you can see it a bit better. Penelope basically it's got a lined bodice. It's got this sort of fairly soft V-neck, high neck at the back, these big sleeves, and then a gathered skirt, and you can have it maxi, midi, mini, whatever. I just basically looked at how much fabric I had left at the end, and that was the length of the skirt. And so it ended up being, I would say, once it was hemmed, more of like a midi length skirt, but it will obviously depend how tall you are. I'm quite short, so for me it's like just above the ankle, but for a tall person it would be more like a normal midi. So I was really pleased with this actually, and it just made me think, why have I only made one of these? So I've already cut out, this one's in a viscose that I actually bought from Fabricland. I thought the print looks a bit like that Vampire's Wife dress that was doing the rounds however long ago. You know, there's one that's like with blue with florals all over it, and I thought the print was sort of reminiscent of that. But it's from Fabricland, and it was like £4.40 a metre or something, which is really cheap. So I bought that, and then I made this dress, and then I thought I would quite like this dress. So I had some other fabric, which is cotton, so a bit more structured, but I think I'm going to make a viscose one with some fabric. I've got so much viscose that I haven't used. Yeah, as I think it's a good dress for work. I think it's a good dress, like trans-seasonal dress, to take you through autumn and into winter. So it was actually a good exercise for me because it reminded me how good that pattern is and how quick it is to sew up, and it's really flattering silhouette, I think. I previously made it, I'll pop a picture here of the one I made before, with the bee print, the bumblebee viscose linen from minerva.com. So yeah, that was that. And then the one I haven't listed yet is this skirt. Now I think it doesn't really show up on camera very well, which is why I've struggled. So it's a wrap skirt. I don't know if you can see there. Do you see? It's like got multiple layers. It is the Alba skirt from the Sew Over It Summer Dreaming ebook, in this viscose. I think it's called Ginkgo print viscose from Jenny Stitches. I got this from. And yeah, and it's just a simple wrap skirt. Again, I thought it's good because it will fit nicely. You know, it can fit a few sizes. And the only thing I'd say is I didn't have enough to add the ruffles on, and it probably comes up a little bit short, but it'd be good for someone who's petite. And again, it's a pretty quick sew. You don't have to put any tricky fixtures in. So the way I picked my garments this time round was to think, what are things that are not too complicated to sew? I sewed the skirt up last. I did the Penelope dress first because I thought if I got the biggest garment out of the way, I'd feel like I've achieved something. And as I said, all of them came together pretty quickly. So I was really pleased with that. Yeah, they raised loads of money, and I think overall it was just a really good event. It seems to be getting bigger and bigger every year. And the Sew Over It team put so much work in. I think Alma specifically, it was like her project a bit. And yeah, I just thought it was great. So I'm looking forward to next year for that one. And then what else? Oh, the Sew Safari Challenge. We've started to get some entries in for that, and they are diverse and beautiful. So different animals, we've had some bags, we've had some beautiful dresses, some skirts. Yeah, really lovely selection so far, and obviously it's still quite early in the month, so I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes in. I've been sent the most lovely couple of parcels by Crafty Clyde on Instagram. So she has sponsored some prizes for us. So she runs this wonderful business where they make all these little turtle themed items. So there's like jewelry and badges and all sorts of things. And randomly, me and Nathan, when the first sort of gift he got me was when he went on holiday and he came back with these matching turtle necklaces for us that we both then wore all the time. And so turtles have a bit of an affinity for us. And she sent me this really sweet package with these gorgeous little turtle pins and a Christmas decoration and a necklace as like a pre-wedding gift, which was so kind. And she has also donated some really beautiful prizes to the Sew Safari prize pots. We've got a really good selection of prizes there now. I'll try and pop a picture up here of some of the prizes. They're just very, very sweet. And there are multiples. So for the key rings, I think there are 6 key rings and there's 1 necklace donated, and they arrived while I was away, so I don't know which day, but in the last few days. And I'm going to give 1 person will get a necklace and a key ring, and then 5 others will get just the key ring. So they'll be posted by me, but I'm just going to wait till we've got all the entries in, and then we'll do the draw for those. But I just thought, such a cute little crafty gift. They're really, really beautiful. And And I was just really touched to get a wedding gift. I don't think I deserve one, so thank you so much. That was really sweet. Yeah, and then otherwise I was just going to show you some things that I've bought. So other things that have been taking up a lot of time recently are the Flower Girl dresses. So they now, all apart from one, have a skirt. So one is completely finished. Two of them have a top and a skirt, but I haven't sewn up the back seam or added the zip. One of them, the bodice is finished, apart from the zip. The skirt is cut, but I haven't sewn it all together and sewn it on. So I'm hoping to get that finished over the weekend, and then my job on the dresses for next week is to get them all sewn up with the zips in. And then all I've got to do is wait another few weeks. So 2 weeks before the wedding, or 3 weeks, might be 3 weeks before the wedding. No, 2 weeks before the wedding. The Flower Girls are all coming here so that I can put the dresses on them. It's a bit late in terms of, it's very close to the wedding then, but it was the only time we could get all four together, and I quite want them to, two of them, like, there are four, two are cousins, and then the other two know each other, and I just want them to all have met before the day. So they're all going to come, put their dresses on, it's going to be super cute, and then I'm going to work out what I'm doing at the bottom. So the eldest Flower Girl is 10. She wants a full-length gown situation. So I'm going to put it on her. I've done a single tier, but I think on the full length one, it might look better to have a ruffle tier on the bottom as well, for just for the top layer. So I'm going to wait until I've got it on her, just to see if she really wants the full length, and then to work out what the proportion needs to be for the bottom tier. Because I don't want to sew it all on and then have to unpick it. And I'm really bad at imagining. I'm thinking, like, is she this tall or is she this tall? Can't remember. So yeah. So they're coming along nicely. I also took advantage of my parents have a breakfast bar in their house up north. And so it's great for cutting stuff out. So I wanted to get everything cut out there. So I cut out the Veronic robe, which is from Closet Core. And I have this dead stock, I think it's a viscose satin from Rainbow Fabrics. It's ivory with hearts on it, like ivory on ivory. And I'm going to make like a robe for the morning of the wedding. I also am making a sweater. That's a Minerva brand ambassador project, which will be like a bride sweater. It was going to be for my hen, but then my hen was boiling and I didn't have time to finish it anyway. So I'm going to have that sort of wedding getting ready times. So that's cut out. Oh, and I cut out another Penelope dress. And then I've had some deliveries. So one is another Minerva brand ambassador project. Can you tell that I'm using it to make my wedding makes, to get nice fabric? I am now not going to make a party dress for the wedding. I've categorically decided I love my wedding dress loads, and I actually don't think I'm going to want to get out of it. So I'm just going to change into my glittery trainers that Nate got me and the bridal hat, and that's going to be my evening look. So I've decided I want to make some nice pyjamas for getting ready, and I probably won't wear them the night before, but I think I'll wear them for getting ready and then I'll take them on honeymoon. Now, we're getting married in October, and when I was thinking about this, it was really quite cold, and now it's very warm and it's hard to think about October pyjamas, but alas, here we are. So I have this fabric. Now, I don't know how well this is going to show up. It is like a stretch velvet with the stripes. So the stripes here are like a bit raised, and they're the velvet parts, and then the lower part is almost like a jersey. And I'm going to make some Closet Core Carolyn pyjamas. Now, that's not a stretch pattern, but I think it will work fine because it's quite loose fit anyway. Yeah, so that's my plan, is to make up some nice pyjamas. It is picking up all the dust and the grime just from the air, so I don't know how I'm going to keep these clean. I have no idea, but cross that bridge when we come to it. I'll just have to try and keep it out of Nala's way for a while. So yeah, that's going to hopefully be some nice PJs. It will be, I guess, much less warm, I hope, in 6 weeks. I don't love the heat. It's nice the sun's out, but I don't love the heat. Then the other thing that I purchased when I was up after the big sew off and I'd finished sewing, and it was like the middle of the night and I sort of couldn't get to sleep. It just happened that it aligned with Fabric Godmother releasing their new drop of their own fabrics. And I had seen a few of these and like really liked the look of them. And so I sort of deliriously in the middle of the night ordered some. And then the next day I was like, did I buy a load of fabric last night? And I did. So it's not too much actually. But the two that caught my eye, I edited because I think I originally had 4 in the basket. So I actually did quite well in the end because they're not cheap. I went for this lovely, let's see if I can get it to open up, viscose crepe. Which, I mean, how gorgeous is that print? I saw some of the inspiration they've had for this collection was it painted flowers or something? And they've got some, I think is the loveliest, but they've got some that are like a bit blurred and they look like all sort of different type of craft, but I just thought the colour on this is absolutely stunning. Yeah, couldn't resist it. So that's one of the ones I bought, the viscose crepe. That's going to be a dress. Has to be a dress. And then I also purchased this, which I'm going to say, is it a viscose jacquard? Can't even remember because I purchased it in the middle of the night. It's some sort of jacquard. This would also be suitable for the So Safari 2023 because it's got sort of a tiger zebra print. Again, I just love the colour. They haven't really had many fabrics in their drops before that have been a bit like luxe or more evening-y. Initially when I saw it, they posted a picture of it on their Instagram and I was thinking, oh, I'm going to make like a bias cut skirt because I thought it was going to be more like a satin or a sateen. But it's got more body than that, so I don't think it's quite right for a bias cut skirt. I just think it's too heavy. I did see someone had made a bomber jacket, which I thought was really nice. So maybe I'll make a jacket of some sort, or I don't know, but yeah, I just thought that was sort of special. So would I have bought them if it hadn't been delirious in the middle of the night? I think I probably would have done, although I probably shouldn't have done. So that is what's been going on basically. I'm a bit deliriously tired at the moment. I think I look quite tired, so sorry for that. And yeah, as I said, I'm so sorry to not have been consistent. I know you're all very lovely and probably don't really mind or care, but I quite enjoy having the structure of posting and chatting with you all. And at the moment, it's just not possible, but I'm hoping I'm back into the routine of work now. I went back to work yesterday, and yeah, it's going to be busy, but I will have a bit more like structure, and I have got loads done over the summer, so still plenty to do for the wedding, but we are ticking big jobs off every day. Jobs are getting ticked off, so I'm hoping that actually as we get closer, am I deluded with what I'm about to say? I'm hoping it's going to get less stressful as it gets closer, which seems like a stupid thing to say. So if I'm wrong, don't say I told you so. Okay, just don't say it. But yeah, my plan is to just try and keep really on top of things, and then when we get closer there'll be like minimal stuff to do, because I'm sure stuff will come up involving other people with stuff they need or don't need or whatever. So I just think if I've done everything I can, that means as we get closer I'm not going, oh, but I still need to make this dress, or I still need to do this, or I still need to do that. So yeah, I'm hoping to do with this or that vlog. I've really enjoyed watching other people's, so that's something I want to get done hopefully this week. And I'm very excited for the wedding. I'm not wishing it away at all because I actually can't wait for it. It's going to be great. But I will eventually get back into a vlogging routine that's a little more consistent, and will enjoy catching up with you all on a weekly basis again. But that's a little way away at the moment. Anyway, I've blathered on as always. It's nice to catch up, and I hopefully will have some nice bits and bobs that I can show you over the coming weeks. Yeah, it's a conveyor belt of makes at the moment. Just get them done. Just get them done. So I hope you're enjoying the sun. I hope you're not overheating. I am overheating. Yeah, and it's terrible, isn't it? It's like you spend all the time complaining there's been no summer, and the sun comes out, and it's like I want a bit of rain. Do you know what I mean? I just like it being cool. That's why. That's why we get married in October. I like it being a bit cool. But yeah, I'm going to stop chatting because I'm a bit delirious now. And please comment below. Let me know how you're getting on. If you're doing anything for the So Safari, please tell me about it. If you joined in for the big sew-off, let me know how you got on. What were you making? Were you donating to Give Your Best or somewhere else? And did you get anything from the Fabric Godmother drop? Because it was hard to choose, and I'd be interested to know what the popular choices have been. So that's it for me for now. I will check in again as soon as I can, and have a great weekend. All right, that's love. Bye.